Hi, I am Mimi, the Feral Southern Housewife, and I bring some tips and ideas to you as you are going through your homeschooling journey to make things a little bit more whimsical and maybe a little witchy. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping. For the content for May on my Patreon, it is free. The May Appalachian Herbal, the May homeschooling video, the May homeschooling full moon video, the tarot spread, all of that comes out for the month of May. That is all free. So if you like what you see here on this video, please have a look over there and tell me how I'm doing. Leave a comment. Follow along. See how we're going. Okay. So this month is the full flower moon. It is very obvious why it is called the full flower moon. Unlike, the pink moon, which actually comes from a very specific flower that comes out during that time of year. This is just all of the flowers. Congratulations. It is now the warm season. One of the things that we do, because we live in Wisconsin, is that we go outside, and when it starts getting really warm, like I think it was almost 80 degrees the other day, we laid outside on the grass and we all pretended to be flowers. It was a really nice moment where we could just sit and ground ourselves and soak in that sun and the warm and just really connect with ourselves and the moment and the season and just all of the things. Then be silly with each other, Watch the bees fly by, look at the clouds and things like that. It was a really nice little moment. So as we move forward into the flower moon, I want you to take that moment of grounding, that moment of gratitude with you as you move, okay? See what happens when you pretend to be a flower and see if that doesn't just perk you up a little bit. As far as our science lessons for this week, and also I talked a little bit about this in our homeschooling month. We'll be doing a lot of herbal and floral things and working on the garden. The first thing we're going to be doing is a nature walk. Now that we can actually walk around, it's not too muddy, we won't get stuck somewhere, and we aren't going to run into accidental little piles of snow still. A nature walk is going to be perfect for us. We'll pick a couple flowers. We'll pick up some different plants, things that look really neat. I do know how to identify quite a few, so we're not going to bring anything poisonous home, but if you don't know how to identify things just yet, I would suggest getting the Plant ID app, which is quick, fast, easy, and free. There is a premium option, obviously, but most of it is free. So if you don't know how to identify plants and things yet, go ahead and get that just to be on the safer side so nobody's trying to pull up any kind of cow parsnip and accidentally bring home something else. When we get home with our flowers, we will spread them all out and kind of do a little scientific inspection, and we will draw them and label them, just the basics, because, we are focusing on preschool and second grade for this year. Izzy has her own thing that she's doing with her school, but she'll be involved with it too, so she'll be able to take it apart and do a little bit more of the very specific scientific words. Maybe I'll have her look up what the Latin is and the some botany background of it, like what it was, what something is used for, or how we know what the soil conditions are, make her a little bit more science exploratory. And we'll move on from there. The other thing that we're doing is, I'm pretty sure that the full moon is actually still in Scorpio. I'm pretty sure it is. It's the 12th. Yeah. So because it's in the Scorpio, that is a really good time to have a little bit more water-based things to plant. So we're going to look at cucumbers. A lot of things with Scorpio has vines and things like that, so maybe some squash. I'm still up in the air about that one, about whether or not it's going to be good, because you can plant some, root. You can plant some potatoes. You can plant some, I think you can plant some sweet potatoes and some beets at this time. So, planting and living by the moon's a little bit more, as you will. So what we do is we will be getting, because remember we're in Wisconsin, so we cannot actually straight to the ground sow anything until about Memorial Day. So what we're doing now is we're taking the little cardboard tubes from paper towels and toilet paper, and we're filling it up with some compost and some soil, and then we're going to put our little seeds in it, spray it with water, keep up with it, keep it in the windowsill, things like that. And then when it gets closer, we'll put it in the flower bed and put it out in the ground. And we'll see how that goes. But I feel like taking that action will help bring together the rest of the summer themes as well, you know, because it's not just about flowers, because a lot of our vegetables and fruits have flowers on them, so trying to bring some correlation. And honestly, that's a lot of what we do here when we're doing a little bit more of the nature witchy kind of school and stuff. It's not always about, you know, the correlation of what deities and gemstones and how to do the magic and everything. A lot of it is just being stewards of the earth. And I feel like this flower moon is a really good way. If you have not already started the process, now's as good a time as any to start bringing this into your home, to start bringing this together for your kids and something for y'all to do, especially if you're going to be homeschooling. This is something fun that we do that brings us together, and it's real simple. And it helps me keep track of the full moons a little bit better. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, my kids don't have to know, oh, it's the Scorpio full moon. Okay, well, it's the flower moon. That's a little bit less intimidating for little kids. So bringing all of that together is really important. And being able to continually build on every little thing, every cycle, is really important to me and to my family. We like our traditions, you know, we like to have basic traditions, and then like we change as we need to, you know, as the kids get older, as needs change, as times change, we adjust as we can, but the basics are still there. And I know that that doesn't just involve like Christmas. It doesn't just involve Halloween. It doesn't just involve New Year's. You can have these traditions following around the full moons. So if this is the time that you want to do your big nature walk and things like that, go and do. If this is the full flower moon that you want to bring out how to teach your kids to make flower crowns, do it. Why not? You know? There's lots of little things. Oh, yeah, flower pressing, I think, was the other one. Once we do the identification, I want to teach them how to do some flower pressing, and we'll make some bookmarks or something. That'll be really fun, right? And just make it your own, you know? I feel like so many people look at these practices or these ideas and stuff, and they're just like, oh, so just do X, Y, and Z. Well, of course you can. You can parrot off everything that you see off of TikTok, Instagram, here on YouTube, whatever. But have that more of like a foundational baseline, like something to start off, like a jumping off point, and then really make it your own. So if this is something that you want to do, moving forward, here now that we are at the end of the video, I invite you to come join us over on the Patreon. I invite you to keep your eyes out and your ears out for things that are going up on my shop as far as homeschooling supplies and things to help. And keep your eyes open just for the magic in every day. It's really hard sometimes to do that. It is really hard. But when you take a little bit to do so, when you have a community around you, when you have somebody who's cheering you on in the background, it's like, yeah, let's do it this month. Let's do it this month. We can do this. It gets a little bit easier. The magic does come back. The magic isn't quite so forced, quite so, I don't want to say manufactured, but that's the word that's coming to mind right now, so we'll see. It will feel easier. Anyway, I hope that this has helped y'all, and I hope you have a wonderful full moon. Be blessed.